Hey, Julia.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Have you ever heard of this movie called 20th Century Woman?
No.
No?
No.
That's shocking to me because you've got to see this. Hello and welcome to You've Got to See This. I'm Andy.
I'm Julia.
And this week we're discussing a very good movie that I very much enjoy quite a lot, which is...
20th Century Woman from 2016.
Didn't have to put the date in, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I was lost.
Yeah,
Thought
I
this
know.
came out
That's
last year.
That's why I said it.
No, and that's why we're co-hosts. That's why I keep you around. So, Julia, we're just gonna cut back to you just trying to guess the plot via the three things that I sent you. Did you enjoy the three things I sent you?
It was so confusing. I got it right on point, to be honest.
Did you?
Yeah.
All accurate. Did you do it by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll cut to that now.
Yep.
Hi, so this are the three things for 20th Century Woman. The three things are a young lad with no dad, bars, a photographer, and a plane. Kind of confusing three things. So, I've no idea what 20th Century Woman is about. I'm guessing it's going to be the son of a woman who, it's only the woman raising the son, and the son becomes interested in photography, and then he becomes a creep and starts to take pictures of little frogs. And then there's a plane that crashes right into him while he's taking the best shot of his life. And then his mum's like, I'm gonna avenge my boy. And then she sues the plane company and gets loads of money. And then, and then she dies. That's what I think is going to happen in this film. Yep.
And we're back. Hi.
So we've seen the movie.
Yep.
Julia, no, I haven't seen it for the podcast specifically. I did watch it this year though, and we're only in May.
Yeah, 5 months in.
So I've seen it within the last 5 months. Pretty smart. Good maths.
That's good maths.
Yeah,
That's
I know. I'm pretty
quick
proud of
maths.
myself. So, Julia, do you know what it's time for you to do?
Is it potentially the summary?
I
of
think
the
it's
film?
time for you to give a summary of the film for the listeners that haven't been able to watch
Will you
the
be
movie.
able to, by any chance, help me if I miss something out?
No.
Hey.
Go on, you've got this.
Okay, so we start off. Where do we start off? That's a very good question. I don't remember the beginning. Oh no, I actually really like the opening scene where it's on the ocean.
I love it as well.
It's really cool.
And anything further than that.
I have watched it, I swear. And I've got
you
the
just
notes.
watched it about 10 minutes ago. What happens? Give us an overview of the setting.
There's a woman and she has a son.
Yep.
And she had a husband at one point, but they got divorced when he was 10. Very specific.
In that age range.
And then she rents out her rooms in her house.
Lovely house.
Yes. And there's a guy called William and a woman who is called Abby as well, who lives there.
You've got these names down.
Yeah, I don't remember the main character's name, the woman.
Jamie. Oh, Annette Bening. We're just going to call her Annette Bening because that's the actress.
Bening, cool.
Bening, just surname. That works.
And throughout the film, we go through each person's history.
Yeah.
And how they got to that point to be in that house and why. So Abby's had cancer and she couldn't live at the uni house, I think, because they couldn't deal with her.
Or her
which
mum's.
kind of sounded mean.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What
She
the
hasn't had a
hell?
great life, Abby.
No.
She's really been through it.
Yeah, and then William, he was a mechanic, maybe?
Yeah, no, he
I
was
don't
part
know.
of a cult at one
Was he?
point, and then he got into woodwork, and now he's just kind of about.
And then she...
He had a wife that he was in love with, joined a kind of cult. Then I don't think he was on board
Did she
with it.
die or did they split?
I just don't think
can't
he was on board with it as she was, and then he was like, I'm just gonna not, and then left.
Yeah, and then the kid, what's his name,
Jamie.
has a friend who looks so much older than him.
Yeah.
And he
is meant to be, I think.
Okay.
Like a couple years.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. How old is he supposed to be?
Probably 15.
Okay. So he likes her.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's in love with her or not.
He seems somewhat.
Yeah. And then she's like, no, we're not gonna have sex. Friends can't have sex.
Yeah. He's like, gosh darn it.
And he's like,
What the
shit.
flip?
Well.
While she's sleeping in his bed.
Yeah.
Which is fair
she
on
sneaks
her.
in and
but,
sleeps there.
For a 15-year-old boy, that's emotionally traumatizing. That's a time and a half.
Exactly. It's
which
mad.
Abby gets him in their bed and tells them that. at one point. She's like, this is a weird
you shouldn't
thing.
be doing this.
This is like an odd relationship.
Yeah, like,
maybe
what
just
is
like
happening?
chat. Maybe just like have a talk about it.
Don't let her sleep in your bed.
No.
They run away at one point.
Yeah.
And stay in a hotel, and then she's like, "I'm sorry, I can't have sex with you. We're too close."
Yeah.
And then he runs away for a good day or so.
Yeah.
And
take
she
a long
calls
time.
up his mum like, "Mum,
I'm messed up.
I'm messed up. I've lost him. Can't
He's
find
gone."
him." Then they get into the car, drive over there.
Going into specifics here.
Then they find that he actually came back, and she was like, "I'm so sorry. He's actually back. He's fine."
Everything kind of works out.
Yeah, and in the end,
We see
they
all their
kind of
lives.
say what happened. So the mother, she died of cancer.
From all the smoking.
Yeah, she was with William for another year, and then he left and got married to someone else, and then divorced that woman. And then, what's her name?
Which one?
The other one.
The redhead one?
No, blonde.
Oh, yeah. Elle Fanning. Can't remember her actual name.
Can't really remember what happened to her.
She was about...
She realized she didn't want kids.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and then
that's
the
all I've
one
got.
that couldn't have kids.
Couldn't have had 2 kids.
Had kids.
And I think she had another one on the way.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and then she got to fly a plane in the end.
Oh yeah, she did. She did.
Good.
Every year.
Every year.
Every year she did for her birthday.
What a queen.
Which was quite nice.
And
I
then,
think.
yeah, what did you think of this film overall? Did you enjoy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
There was the characters annoyed me.
Which character specifically? If you just check your notes.
Jamie.
Jamie annoyed you. I like
annoyed
Jamie.
me at points. Yeah, the blonde girl really annoyed me.
Fair, very fair on that.
There was
kind of
one...
a slay
Yeah,
at certain points. When she
yeah.
was like, "You're smoking. Why the fuck aren't I?" And then the mum was like, "Yeah, fair. That's all the persuasion I need. Give her a cigarette."
Yeah. I like the titles. Every now and then. It'll
Me
be like,
too. Me too. The aesthetics of this film really carry it. Like, I love the story and I love all the characters, but the aesthetics of this film,
it's really cool.
The beginning shot with the car on fire, beautiful. The soundtrack of like low kind of like synthy kind of music, love it. Eat it up.
It's really good. I really enjoyed
the one aesthetic choice that I don't love is when they're like traveling in like a cars at some certain points and it all goes into like psychedelic-y kind of looks. Wasn't a massive fan of that. Kind of took me out of the like 70s vibe, which is weird. Because 70s is the time of psychedelics.
Trips, yeah.
But it just didn't sit right with the rest of like
it
the
didn't
vibe
go,
for me.
but it was kind of cool. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
it was
like,
alright.
It didn't go at all with the theme of the film.
No.
Because like I was just like, am I the one tripping?
Am I-
I was like, Moen, is this
what
real?
did you put in this tea?
No, for real. I was just like,
Manager of the podcast, Morgan.
yeah, no, just
always have to preface that.
Just letting you know.
We found him from the flood last week.
Yeah,
if
no,
you
he
remember
was just
that.
swimming around.
He was just swimming. He actually floated right into the front door.
He found like a pool noodle, and because he can't actually swim.
No, he can't.
No.
This is a bit more Morgan law for the listeners. Can't swim. Found him in the flood. He's alive. That's why we're back.
Yep, that's the only reason.
He's going to try and push us to make more TikToks because we haven't made one in about 2 weeks.
A bit inactive,
But we're not
it's
discussing
fine.
that. That's
No.
fine. Anyway, who was your
happens.
favorite character? If you don't mind me asking. If that's not too insulting for you.
What? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite character. They all kind of annoyed me at one point or another.
It wasn't Abby. Abby's a queen. Abby was very aggressive
No,
at
she was
certain points. When she
was
gets in the
too
bar
awkward,
argument.
I think.
Yeah, the sex
point.
scene. Should we talk about the sex scene?
Do you know what? It wasn't that bad.
I didn't enjoy it.
I was uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
under a blanket.
It
covering
would be
my
surprising
face,
if you were
but-
comfortable. That's probably why you didn't mind it. Because if you watch the full length of it, ooh, it's a uncomfy
I think
time.
I had to pause it for a bit.
Their
I was
whole
like,
relationship.
Oh my God.
Greta Gerwig and Billy.
Willy.
All I know is that his name Billy Crudup, and I don't know his,
His name's
actual
William.
name. William.
In the film.
So Abby and William's relationship, not a fan of that at all.
It was very weird.
First off, age gap, which like is fine. It's not like
How
a
old is
crazy
he
age
supposed
gap.
to be then?
Probably like 45. I was gonna say 50, and then I didn't
I
say
don't
that. And
think
she's
he's-
probably like 25, 26,
Yeah, just out of uni.
which is like a little bit iffy, but like legal. So
I guess
you can't.
it is, yeah.
Weird role play though. Didn't
I
like.
didn't understand it.
If
It
there was
so
like a
awkward.
soundtrack in the background of it, it would have been less uncut. But the silence, and then you just hear this clothes being taken, and it goes on for so long. Oh, I was not
It's
a
so
fan.
weird. I did like that the mother was like, it's nothing serious, then why are you doing it?
So true.
And he was like, that affair. And then he went and broke up with her, and then she got into a fight. It was a lot of events happened within
a lot
like
of events
5 minutes.
happened. And the weirdest event was the fainting thing, because that really just comes out of nowhere. When the kid faints and then goes to hospital and then
for half an
almost
hour.
dies.
Yeah.
Where did
that?
A lot of this is like Mike Mills, who's the director. It does just feel like, because I think this is somewhat based on his real life. It does sometimes feel like he was like, oh yeah, this is the story. And then this is a really weird thing that happened to me when I was younger. And back to the story. And it's just like, the characters are really interesting. And then this is the time that I got drunk and made out with a 30-year-old. And then we're back and it's just like a good time. Weird.
Also, the kid, Jamie, he makes out with that woman on the beach. Is on the beach? What?
Age gap.
He's like 15.
So iffy. And then when he's like, when Abby tells him to say that age is just a bourgeoisie construct, or like, and that was just
I'm like, babe, no.
No, it's not.
Not when you're underage.
Not when you're, not when it's illegal.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Like, I can see that you're trying to teach him to be free and like, oh, life's just coming at you.
Just
And like,
go with
it's
the flow,
crazy.
it's
But it's
fine.
also a bit sketchy. Not a fan.
The police is on the way.
Ring ring.
Ring.
Anyway, what was your favorite scene? If you don't mind me asking. Yep.
I was gonna say something, but
Not your favorite scene.
Remember.
Just say your favorite scene.
I don't have a favorite scene.
You don't have a favorite scene? Just the ocean waves at the beginning.
At the end,
when
they're just standing there and looking at the camera and they're talking about their future. Each one. I really enjoyed that.
That's like my favorite.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't realize that Abby wasn't related to the mother.
Yeah.
So when he kissed,
Up until when?
when he kissed the mother at the bar, I was like, mate, you're switching
from the
daughter to mother. What is going on?
I see it. They do look related. They do very much look related.
Yeah, and like I didn't realize like it wasn't really. I think I just forgot or just didn't pay enough attention. But I just didn't realize that they weren't related to each other.
It would make
like,
sense. It did take me a while to get the setting and get the relationships between everyone the first time I watched it. My favorite scene, thank you, was the scene at the very end when she's like, I died at Y2K and all the balloons were floating above me and
the dolphins.
and when she was just talking about the end of her life. That shit hit me. The first time I watched this, I was just like watching it and I was like kind of paying attention. I was like enjoying the movie as a whole. And then that scene happened and I was like, oh my God, this is the best movie ever. And then the ending, cry every time at the ending. When it plays the song from Casablanca, oh, it's so good. As time goes by.
Yeah, I didn't cry.
That scene gets me. And she looks so happy. Even though we've just heard all about her death.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the soundtrack to this?
No.
Please. This soundtrack really got me into Talking Heads, and I love Talking Heads because of this. It plays, you know, when they're like, it's against like art fags and against like the punk scene. It's very good, and I enjoy it a lot because they listen to Talking Heads. And I think they listen to what song is it? It's like This Big Country or The Big Country or something, and they're like the mum and Billy, crud up. They're like dancing together and like this one's kind of groovy, and I remember watching it for the first time and being like, yeah, kind of is groovy. I'm kind of having a good time. And then I downloaded like 20 of the Talking Heads songs. Just so good, so good. And I love this film purely for introducing me to them. Also, production design. It's my favorite production design in any movie ever.
Okay.
The Yellow Kitchen.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, the
I
Yellow
really
Kitchen.
Liked the was it the therapy room?
Which room?
Is it therapy?
When she's in the hospital. Yeah.
That was.
I just liked the pretty colors. I really enjoyed all the pretty colors, especially like
very colorful.
Abby's costume always like kind of matches her hair and looks great. Like all of it's just so perfect aesthetically. I love it. I eat it up. The music, the production design.
It was a very vibey film.
Just a film that is purely on the basis of vibes. Like it has a story, but not really.
You don't need to pay attention to it.
What did you think of the period scene?
When she was trying to get everyone to say menstruation.
Menstruation. Just say it casually. It's just
Morgan
menstruation.
say it. Did you? I was like, Morgan, it's your
just
turn.
say menstruation.
Just say it.
I would also like to say that in certain aspects, you really remind me of the character of Abby.
What?
Just if you see Julia's hair at the moment, it gives similar vibes. If you see, I could see you sitting at a table with like a family or something and just saying, guys, it's just menstruation. Just say menstruation. I mean, you paused the movie and made Morgan say menstruation. So this isn't that out of box.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to be more involved.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't saying anything.
I mean, he was watching a movie.
I was like, Morgan,
say it. Get involved.
Come on,
it's like Dora the Explorer. But
wow.
I really enjoyed that. I love this movie so much. I just really think it is great vibes. And it's got the scenes of them like biking around, the scenes of them like skating around. I have a thing for movies like this, like Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah.
What other movie? Mid-90s. Just like there's a lot of movies where people just kind of like ride around like small suburbs. And I am a sucker for it. I eat that up every single time. Do you have any other notes?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Find some.
Attention.
I like the fact that William was. Oh, it did just move away. Sorry. Oh, this is not going well.
Julia just moved away from the microphone, hit it, and then kicked the table in about 5 seconds. If this isn't professionalism, I don't know what is.
I really like the fact that William was so awkward with everything.
So awkward with everything. Every character is just kind of awkward.
Yeah, everyone is, except for.
Was he a smash
girl?
for you?
William.
Because he seems like your type.
Before he started doing the sex scene with Abby.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's
sure,
fair.
yeah, I would.
And then
no!
But he's like a little woodworker. He's just the most pure, innocent guy
He's
ever.
adorable.
I kind of loved him. He's like the only good character, even though he's a bit odd.
He is a bit odd. He reminds me of you haven't seen Afterlife. There's a guy in Afterlife who wears these big glasses and he collects a lot of. He's like a, what are they called? The people that collect stuff.
A hoarder.
That one.
Thank you.
He reminded me a bit of him, which is
that's a lovely little reference.
Yeah,
I'm loving that from you.
But yeah, maybe probably a smash. But
yeah. I would have thought big smash.
Big baby smash.
Oh, let's not say that. What's your next note? Please.
You know when who was it? Was it Abby who was showing Jamie like all the things about the female being like, oh, this is what
yeah, making him read like feminist literature and everything.
Why was the mother annoyed at her?
Yeah, I think it's a very like that time mentality. Because right now, if you showed like a 15-year-old boy some feminist literature, I feel like everyone would be like, yeah,
slay, yeah,
do that. And if he got so engaged in it, I think everyone would be like,
yeah.
So that's a good thing. But yeah, everyone seemed a bit hesitant on it.
It was a bit weird. I was like,
I did like its commentary on feminism in this movie. As a man. As a man that doesn't have much to say, but I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the commentary. It got into some details.
They got some stuff in there.
Made me laugh that he got beaten up for being like, you didn't make this girl come. When he was at the skate park and he was talking to another 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I enjoyed that. He was like, that's not how the vagina works.
That's not how it works.
I was like, isn't it?
The beach scene was very bright and vibey as well.
Which beach scene? When they're all walking along and like, what's a man in this current culture? The 3 women? Or the beach scene at night?
In daylight.
Which one?
I don't know.
Okay. There's a lot of beach scenes.
It's because there was like a pier and it just reminded me a bit of the Brighton pier.
Brighton, a place where we definitely don't live. Sheffield's where we live because we aren't doxing ourselves.
Yep. I really enjoyed it when they sped up the shots.
Yeah, I enjoyed that as well.
Funny. It made me giggle because they were just like,
that's certain bits they start moving like cartoon characters. Yeah.
Or like when it was like, I think it was the mum and the son, and he had the skateboard out and he was holding onto the door of the car.
And
it just sped up, and I was like,
why
is he so quick?
Why is he he's so speedy?
And also, why does he go back to brown after that scene?
Yeah, true. I guess time change. We're in the future or in the past at some point.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I really enjoyed all of the scenes where it's like cutting to montages and everything. I enjoy, if you read the script of this, it has like when Mike Mills is writing the script, he's like, and cut to a shot of the internet and cut to, because you never see in movies them just cut to like photos.
Yeah.
Like throughout montages, because this film is carried by narration.
Everything, everywhere, all at once, I think does.
Yeah, I guess sometimes, but I guess that's a lot more experimental than this film seems on the surface. Like this film very much like just kind of at certain points is a PowerPoint montage, and I loved it. It felt like the most interesting TED Talk I've ever seen.
The longest one.
Am I right?
It felt so long. I don't know why, but like we were watching it, and I think
it's because every film's every scene's just so disjointed.
We were like 50 minutes in, and Morgan goes, "How long do we have left of the film?" And I was like, "Oh, let me just check." We had another hour. I was like, "Fucking hell!"
Jesus,
I thought we just watched 2 hours of this.
Did it drag for you? Do you think? Or were you like engaged the whole time?
I was engaged, but I was at the end. I was like, "Is this end
coming
soon?
to an end?
Please." I really enjoyed also her being like, they have so much stuff like coming their way, like the internet and all these things that are gonna happen that she didn't get to experience.
I really enjoyed that as well. It's like you have no idea what's coming in the future. Like the punk scene's just like kind of breaking up. I enjoy. I wish they'd make a film in this time frame, like about the future in like 20 years time. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. So the same thing, but now.
And then
instead of the 70s.
Yeah, I can't wait for the time when this era is like nostalgic to like certain people and people like, because already Y2K people are like romanticizing the 2000s. It's coming.
Oh, it's coming. It's very soon.
It's coming, speedy.
Give it a few more years.
We came to the realization the other day that Guardians of the Galaxy is almost 10 years old, and that ruined us for a little bit.
Yep.
Anyway, Julia, what would you rate this movie?
Well, that's a very good question. I actually haven't written it down yet, but I do have it in my head that I'm calculating right now.
Calculate.
Do you want to go first?
I'll go first. While you calculate. Yep. I give this film a 9 out of 10. This is one of my favorite films of all time. This is in the same, this film is like number 6. Like it's just out of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. It's in the same kind of era as like Before Sunrise. I view this on the same level as that, where I love them both. And we've covered both on the podcast. We've almost covered all my favorite movies. Actually, that's not true. We haven't done Grand Budapest. We haven't done Call Me By Your Name. And we haven't done Lady Bird.
Yeah, but we need to find someone that hasn't seen
and La La Land. We haven't done my top 4. And I've forced everyone we know to watch them.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
So it's kind of hard. You could have just waited.
Yeah, I know. This was before the podcast. What would you rate this movie?
I'd give it like a good 6.1.
A good 6.1. Better than a bad one. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected.
That's it.
Like pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. Like I don't think I'd rewatch it anytime soon.
But you had a good time
I will
watching
next
it.
year.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah.
I'll
like
force you to.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, from probably a lot of me, because I do talk about this movie a lot.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah, so do you wanna cut onto the game?
No.
Cue sound effects.
We're back.
Okay. So the game for this week is, was this film nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah.
So I'm going to read you through some films, and you're going to have to tell me,
yep.
Was this film nominated for an Oscar?
Yep.
The first one, The Big Lebowski, directed by the Coen brothers. Do you think you're going to have to give me some more than just,
yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is The Shining. Was The Shining nominated for an Oscar? This is where you answer. She just mumbled cusses under her one.
Apologies. Yes.
Yes? It wasn't. The next one.
Say yes.
Nope. Nope.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
No.
Yes. I'm just going to say yes until
the next one
comes out
is
yes.
Lady Bird. Was Lady Bird nominated for an Oscar?
Yes.
Yeah? You're saying yes?
Yes.
Sticking to yes?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. It was nominated for Best Picture and Best Actress in Supporting.
That's
and
crazy.
maybe a writing one. Yeah, I know, right?
That's mad.
The next one is The Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
It wasn't.
It's actually not.
No, it actually wasn't, which
That's
surprised me. I thought it would at least get like a writing one because of the dynamic.
I actually didn't know that. So I don't know if anyone watched Victorious. Did you watch Victorious?
I watch Victorious every now and
again. So you know that episode where they kind of did the Breakfast Club
when
they went in the library.
Yeah,
I watched that first before I watched the Breakfast
That's
Club.
hilarious.
I was like, wow, this is great.
I watched the Riverdale episode where they parody Breakfast Club before I watched Breakfast Club, which is arguably worse.
Yeah.
The next one is Iron Man. Was Iron Man nominated for any Oscars? What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? It was. Like visual effects.
Oh.
And
so
stuff
was
like that.
Spider-Man, to be fair, so.
Yeah. The next one is The Godfather.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
It was. No, it wasn't a hard one. The next one is Reality Vision. Do you think that was nominated for an Oscar?
The what? Sorry?
Reality Vision, starring Harrison Ford.
I don't know what this. I've never heard of this film, so I'm gonna say yes.
Yes? It's not a real movie. I made it up to gaslight you. I thought you were gonna. Don't leave! Don't leave! You can't leave. Julia's left the room, so now we've got me for the rest of it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna cut back to when Julia arrives. Hey guys, so we're back with the Julia that's not too happy with me. Julia?
I'm not in the mood. I'm gonna tell your mother.
How dare you? Speaking of my mother, should we move on to the question segment? Cue sound effect. Oh no, we're on Dilphin Song. Oh my god, I just messed up the transition.
What the hell, man?
I know. Should we
First
move on?
you do this, and now you mess up the fucking order. You know what? Can you pass my phone, please?
Yeah, sure. Should we move on to the Dilphin Song? Let's cue that. Hey guys, so now we're on to the Dilphin Song segment. Julia, am I going first?
Yeah.
Yeah? My song for this week is a really good song, and it's a cover of a really good song, and it's the Anti-Hero country cover from someone. I can't remember who it is.
Sing it.
But Anti-Hero. Originally by Taylor Swift, who we know we love on the podcast, but this one's a country version, so it brings her back to her roots, and I really enjoy it.
If you listen to it, it actually sounds like Andrew a little bit.
Does it? Yeah, no, I've been actually told that a lot of times.
By
just passers by. Yeah, just people, just random people.
Yeah, they just hear it and they're like,
oh my god, did
like
you
the
sing
country
this?
Version of Anti-Hero.
Julia, who's your dilf?
Oh yes, of course. Don't worry about it. I've got that written down.
I wasn't that worried. I'm starting to get worried.
It's Tony Dalton. Do you know who that is? He is this lovely man.
You really had to censor yourself there.
From he's in Hawkeye. He plays the sword guy.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
also
yeah.
in Better Call Saul.
I still haven't seen it.
Have you not?
Just
Have you
finished Breaking Bad though,
so
so we need to move on to it.
Well,
yeah,
not
so
me.
that's
I'm
our
not actually included in that.
No, me and Joey, friend of the podcast, Joey.
Yep.
So are you ready to move on to the question segment?
Yeah, we can.
Cue sound effects. Oh wait, no, we don't have a sound effect. The question segment. It's the segment of questions. Segment of questions. It's the question segment. And Julia.
Yeah.
This is the time when you say the question.
Beautiful. Yeah. So we've got some questions have been sent in by an individual. Quite a lot of them actually.
Are you doing the one by my mum? You have to. My mum
I
sent
go
it
in
in.
order.
My mum sent it in. You have to.
Bro.
What
Okay,
did my
fine.
mum say?
Fine. Caroline Fraser 0.
My mum's going
Hi.
to listen to this and think that you're a bitch.
Well, I don't like changing, but whatever. Okay. She asked, what inspired you to be so interested in films? Also, follow us on Instagram. If you can.
Shameless plug.
Yep.
Well, what inspired me was one time I went to my mate's house and he liked skateboarding, and we shot a video of him skateboarding, and I thought, that's pretty cool. So then I went home and forced my dad to video me pennyboarding, and that's what got me into film. And then I went to the cinema and watched La La Land.
In all in one day?
No. It was a big, long day. I was going to be a dentist before that.
You do look like a dentist.
That's just rude.
How is that rude?
Have you seen dentists?
There is exactly hot ones.
Now it's your go. What got you into films?
I'm not actually interested in films. I'm just doing this for the lols.
She hates them.
I fall asleep every single time. No, I don't know. I'm just here for the vibes.
Just here, just films cool to you. Julia just loves watching movies.
Yeah, I don't think I was ever I ever had like a
moment
where I was like, oh, I love films.
I guess the beginning of this podcast probably pushed you into it.
When
a
I
bit more.
watched Batman. Batman, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, fair
Yeah.
play. That's a banger.
Yeah,
That's a banger
yeah.
one to get you into films.
I saw it and I was like, oh, this is hot.
pretty good.
This is hot. I'm gonna
Look at make
that's
this my
gonna be me.
personality. Perfect. So
That's
I'm just
it.
gonna stay safe and keep away from Boogeyman. And now it's time for the best segment, which Andrea off mic, can you enjoy? Can you join me on
Join
this?
in it with the chant.
Tip of the day.
What?
Tip of the day. She didn't join in,
She
but
didn't
it's so okay.
What the fuck?
That's fine. Julia, what's your tip of the day for this week?
Okay, so it's an interesting one. It's to do with bins. So
Bins.
you know when you put in bin bags into a bin. I
Yeah.
don't know if you do that.
Fuck you.
There's a little when you put it in, there's the suction problem of there too much air, and you can't put the bin bag in properly.
Yeah.
Drill a little hole. The air
Drill a
gets
little
pushed out.
hole,
Yeah,
really?
That's it.
That's a
Bottom
good
of the
tip.
bin.
I
That's
enjoy
it.
that.
That's it. Anyway,
You've
mic
said.
drop.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for listening, guys. I'm just really thankful for listening. And if you want to send us in any questions, please just do. You don't have to wait for the Instagram story. You can just send them all in. And if you have any film recommendations, feel free to DM us.
Oh yes,
or
please.
email us. We now have an email.
Oh, we do.
We do now have
That
an
is
email.
very true.
It's in the Instagram bio.
Yep, and the TikTok bio as well. If you'd like to, send
Is
us.
it? Not yet.
Not yet. It will be.
As the one that's in charge of the TikTok, it's most certainly not.
I'm just saying it will be.
This is Julia's way of asking me to put it into the TikTok bio, which I will do. Well, you'll find out if I do after you listen to this. All right, bye guys.
I
Join
wanna
me.
say-